Hi, I'm Damari Gray. You're watching Reggae Boyz commentary.
This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is brought to you by Starboy's Juices, infusing fruits with sea moss in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Refreshing, nutritious, and delicious. There are numerous flavors to choose from. There is strawberry sea moss, peanut hard-on, beaten thing, pineapple sea moss, mango sea moss, pineapple ginger, ginger root, cucumber ginger, and so much more. Call Starboyz at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Call now and you won't be disappointed. If you think the juices were good, then try Starboyz Jello, full of flavor and sumptuous. Again, call Starboyz at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video in particular. But let me give you an update on a channel called Sport City. Yes, Sport City. It is a channel dedicated to everything related to Jamaican sports. Football, cricket, athletics, netball, rugby league, rugby union, tennis, lacrosse, swimming, you name it, we got it on Sport City. And what is the channel designed to do? It is designed to highlight Jamaican talents across all of those sporting disciplines. If you're a Jamaican and you're playing that sport, then we got you covered on Sport City. So it's quite simple, guys. Hit the subscribe button to Sport City right now. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Are you all doing okay? I'm Simon Preston. Welcome back to Reggae Boyz commentary. Yep, this is the platform where we discuss Jamaican football, your hub for everything Jamaican football related. Are you guys ready? Are you guys looking forward to this video in particular? Well, I certainly hope you all are. It's also the start of a new week, and the start of a new week brings new things, new opportunities. So we look forward to that greatly and what lies ahead. Can you guys believe it, though, that we are 10 days away? Yeah, 10 days away. 10 days away from the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final. 10 days away, so it's literally right around the corner. Right around the corner, and time just goes by so quickly. After the Canada game in November, all the attention was just seared towards the United States. And here we are today. Here we are right now, 10 days away from getting ready to face the United States. 90 minutes, possibly 120 and penalties away from a final, a CONCACAF final for the first time since 2017. Yeah, it's been a while, I know. 2 semifinals in the space of a year, a Gold Cup semifinal and also a CONCACAF Nations League semifinal as well. So yeah, I mean, things have been going well from that standpoint. You have to say that it's good, really good, and delighted, truly delighted that we have some activity, and at every FIFA window, we will have that activity, that regularity, because it means that there will be that level of consistency. And even outside of the FIFA window, we've also seen evidence as well of our national team being active. We can think about the Trinidad games quite recently, and also the Guatemala game in November of last year. We're of another evidence of that as well. Trinidad and Tobago friendlies last year is another example, so you guys are aware. And I suppose if you want to be pragmatic about it, maybe even the Qatar and Jordan games as well, even though that was the end of a season. But, you get the drift in all of this. So between now and the World Cup in 2026, all FIFA windows are utilized. All FIFA windows are booked. Every single FIFA window. And that in itself should give us that reassurance, that confidence, that hope that with the activity, it will bring together synergy, hope, optimism, and a team that will continue to work more together in synergy. So that in itself should give every reason from that aspect of things. So that's why all of us should be pleased about what is to come. I know many persons at this point in time are turning their attention to Chelsea against Newcastle United right now within the English Premier League, but those individuals that are watching this video right now, fully appreciate it. Credit to you guys to be able to tune in this video. And if you're watching on the replay, you are also more than appreciated to be able to tune in to watch this video as well. So I greatly appreciate it, and I know that you all are happy to be here as well with the information. So that's what I'll say, from this sort of standpoint. It's very good, and we're looking forward to it. We can also talk about what is being said from the United States standpoint, but before we go through all of that, what we're going to do is go through in particular why this Nations League is so important to Jamaica. And I'm going to go through that right now so that you all are aware, okay? Why is this Nations League so important for Jamaica? Well, let me explain why this Nations League is so important for Jamaica. First thing first, by winning the CONCACAF Nations League, you could gain close to 500 FIFA points, probably even more FIFA points. And by virtue of winning these 2 games in the CONCACAF Nations League, what it will mean from a Jamaican standpoint is that Jamaica is in a situation where Jamaica can move into the top 4 in the CONCACAF Rankings Index. And why is moving into the top 4 of the CONCACAF Rankings Index so important for Jamaica? Well, by virtue of moving into the top 4 of the CONCACAF Rankings Index, it means that Jamaica would avoid playing in the group stages of the next edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. All right. And also moving up in the FIFA rankings has many benefits. You become more attractive as an opposition to play. You build reputation. And of course, this is something that you aim towards being higher within the FIFA rankings. And of course, opportunities will be created as well for players who apply their trade domestically on the island to be able to parade their talent outside of Jamaica and by extension, the Caribbean as well. So that is exactly why this CONCACAF Nations League is so important, why the results are so important in this game. You think about the upcoming games. What else? Why is the Nations League so important apart from that? Well, apart from the reason that I stated, it's about a piece of silverware, right? The last time that Jamaica won a trophy, 2014 Caribbean Cup. Drew Ross, aka Drew Fortis, up RBC family. How are you doing, sir? Well, I certainly hope that you are doing well. Enough respect and a big up. So let me reiterate that point. Winning a trophy. Why is winning a trophy so important to Jamaica? Well, I think we hit the nail on the head of if it's important. Winning trophies breeds confidence. It also is an indication of success as well. Trophies are an indicator that defines success. So Jamaica's last trophy was 2014, and here we are 10 years later. You give the opportunity of a Dexter Limbikisa, for an example, or Karoy Anderson, for example, to lift a trophy with Jamaica at 19 and 20 respectively. Imagine what is that's going to do for the rest of their international career. They know at the start of their international career, they got to a semi-final in a Gold Cup, Dexter in particular, and they won a Nations League title. They won a trophy with Jamaica. Imagine what's that's going to be for them when the 2030 World Cup comes around. They know in the back of my hand, well, 6 years ago, guess what? Guess what? 6 years ago, I won a trophy with Jamaica. I know what it's like to win a trophy with Jamaica. And when you look at the current Reggae Boyz roster right now, who in the current Reggae Boyz roster has won a trophy with Jamaica? Because the last one was 2014. Remember, that squad had Rudolph Austin, Joby McAnuff, had players like Simon Dawkins, Darren Mattox, to name a few, Nyron Nosworthy, Jamar Loza, Craig Foster, Ryan Thompson, DeMar Phillips, Michael Seaton. But if you want to use the squad from the Canada game, the only player that has won a trophy for Jamaica is none other than Andre Blake. Andre Blake is the only player in the squad that knows what it's like to win a trophy with Jamaica, as he won the 2014 Caribbean Cup on penalties, defeating Trinidad and Tobago at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. You understand what I'm saying? So we discussed one, what it will do for the FIFA ranking and also the CONCACAF rankings index, which is important for Jamaica. We also discussed as well in relation to winning a trophy, why it's so important for us as well. And now we can move on to the third area of why this is so important in terms of winning trophies, silverware for Jamaica, because this is something that can't be brushed aside. All right. Winning a trophy with Jamaica, right? It's massive. It's huge. Being able to have that deep run in the competition. All of a sudden, you gain more respect within the CONCACAF region. Because think about it now. Let's look at the Gold Cup, for example. Only 3 teams have ever won the CONCACAF Gold Cup: the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Canada winning the Gold Cup in the year 2000, defeating Colombia within the final, right? Those are the 3 teams that have ever won a Gold Cup. Costa Rica went to a final in 2002. Panama have been to 3 finals, 2005, 2013, and 2023. Jamaica, 2 finals. Honduras went to a final in 1991. Brazil has been to 2 finals, I believe. We spoke about Colombia getting to a final as well. So when you put that into perspective, only the North American block of teams have won CONCACAF titles. If we show by winning the CONCACAF Nations League, automatically more respect, more praise, and that boosts our reputation within the CONCACAF region. Already it boosts us to a higher level where persons look at Jamaica a little bit closer. Think about the exposure that it will bring as well. Persons will want to do documentaries on Jamaica, come to the island and find out what is happening. Persons will want to come to Jamaica and watch more of the domestic league as well to see if there's any hidden gem that they could take to their respective parts of the globe, whether that might be in the United States, whether that might be also within the European region as well. And I know persons join in from time to time here, so just a reminder to hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. This is incredibly important by having our players being exposed to a wider audience as well. So that is extremely critical. So we touched on 3 areas, right? Why the CONCACAF Nations League is so important to Jamaica. We touched on one, the element of the FIFA rankings and the CONCACAF rankings index. We also touched as well on winning a trophy and also touched as well on reputation within the CONCACAF region as well. But I want you to think about specifically the fourth area, which is momentum. Do you remember what comes after the CONCACAF Nations League finals? Well, let's go to the June, okay? Because in the month of June, we have two World Cup qualifiers, one against the Dominican Republic and another against Dominica. And then after those two World Cup qualifiers, we have the Copa America tournament where we will play Mexico, Ecuador, and Venezuela. After that, you have the knockout stages of the Copa America tournament, right? The next set of World Cup qualifiers would be June 2025. So imagine the momentum, the boost that it will give to Jamaica and Jamaicans for lifting a trophy, for lifting a piece of silverware. Because process this for a moment. Jamaica leaving the CONCACAF Nations League with a trophy. I guarantee you the next home game will be filled to capacity. Everybody will be wanting to welcome the Reggae Boyz, CONCACAF Nations League champions, welcoming them to the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? The scene when the teams walk out. Please help me welcome our visitors, the Dominican Republic. And please help us welcome the host team, 2024 CONCACAF Nations League champions, Jamaica. And just think about the roar that you'll hear, the aura in the national stadium, the ground beneath you, how it's going to feel when you have fans in the stadium after the national anthem is being played and you hear those vuvuzelas, you hear the applause, you hear the dancehall music getting ready to rock and roll. Probably you'll hear a massacre song after that as well to get everybody in that frame of mind of we're ready to conquer the region. Isn't that an exciting time frame to look forward to? Isn't that a time period that everybody should be feeling embraced about, driven, looking forward to? Dwayne Morrison, how are you doing, sir? All is well? Hope all is well hope all is well with you. All right. Good to hear from you. No updates for you, my friend. No updates for you. All right. As I've always said to you, I'm sure you'd have seen the 60-player provisional list, and that is something that I could perhaps put on the screen for you guys as well. Yeah, I could do that. I could put the provisional list on the screen so that you guys are aware. Yeah, let me put the list so that you guys can be able to get to know it a little better. You guys would appreciate that, right? Let me, yeah. See if this can go on the screen now, because this should be good. Thank you very much for your patience, folks. Thank you for your patience. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to have to do is go on CONCACAF's website, because that helps in particular so that we can be able to have the names on the screen. But I promise you, in less than 30 seconds, the squad will be on your screen, and then we'll be able to rock and roll with this list. All right. Good. So we can be able to proceed now with this list. Mr. Yee says daydreaming. What are you talking about, daydreaming? Daydreaming about the CONCACAF Nations League? Daydreaming about the potential of playing against the United States and getting a victory? No. So on your screen right now, you see the provisional list, the 60-player provisional list for the CONCACAF Nations League finals, all right? So this is what you're seeing on your screen, the 60-player list, and we can go through the names so that you all are aware, okay? So we can go through that together. Karoy Anderson, Michael Antonio, Leon Bailey, Deshane Beckford, Amari Bell, Dishon Bernard, Andre Blake, Romain Blake, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Jervain Brown, Corey Burke, Bailey Kadamatari. And just a reminder to those of you that are listening as well, his name is not Kadamatari. His name is Kadamatari. His name is Kadamatari. So his name, Bailey Tai Kadamatari. Bailey Tai Kadamatari. That is his full name, Bailey Tai Kadamatari. Good. Norman Campbell, Ronaldo Cephas, Devante Cole, Joel Cunningham, Shaquan Davis, Kaheem Dixon, Kimar Foster, Malik Foster, Demarai Gray, Tavon Gray, Romeo Guthrie, Wes Harding, Michael Hector, Ramon Howell. Dwayne Morrison says, I'm really looking forward to the Copa America so I can see who interested in representing us. Well, look on the screen. I mean, all of these names that you see here in the 60 shows even more. Mr. E says, we're waiting on the final 23. For the Nations League, yeah, that will come soon. You know, it follows the same format like it has in the previous Nations League cycle. You guys would remember we played, the squad was announced on a Sunday, Monday for the Canada game, Canada games, as you guys would remember. So in time, guys, in time, everything in time. Amari Hutchinson, Daniel Johnson, Richard King, Amal Knight, Kevin Lambert, Joel Lati-Bodair, Greg Lee, Dexter Lembekisa, Damian Lowe, Jamal Lowe, Tyreek McGee, Adrian Joseph Mariappa, Kyle Ming, Shamar Nicholson, Casey Palmer, Kaheem Paris, Demaria Phillips, Ethan Pinnock, Alvis Powell, Adrian Reed, Bobby Reed, Dejon Richards, Lamont Rochester, Kemar Roof, Jonathan Russell, Delana Splatt, Ricardo Thomas, Shanil Thomas, Jamai Topi, Jamali Waite, Ronaldo Webster, Jadine White, Devon Williams, and Romario Williams. All right, that is the 60-player list for Jamaica. And as you know, from this list, 23 players will be named. And I want to stress one point in relation to the 23 so that everybody is on the same page of things. All right, good. Remember, if Demarai Gray and Shamar Nicholson are in the 23-man squad, that means, remember, that these two players would not be available for the United States game, which means for the United States game, Jamaica would have 21 players for selection. You understand exactly what I'm saying? So it's not a situation where two players are in the squad for the semi-final and then they're just thrown out for Boza and Demarai Gray for the final or third place playoff. Okay? No, Mr. Yee. He has not been dashed away at all. Not at all. Brandon Kova, as we know, has played one game for Leicester City in terms of their first team, which was 45 minutes in the FA Cup. Since then, he has not featured yet. He has not made his debut, his senior debut with Leicester City in the Championship. His only appearance for Leicester City came within the FA Cup. He has been playing in the under-21s, which is commendable. And there's no shadow of a doubt in my mind that if he continues doing what he's doing in the under-21s, then he's going to be part of Leicester City's plans for the Premier League next season. Because Leicester City, for me, and Ipswich, I would say those are the teams that would get promoted to the Premier League for next season. That's personally how I feel. I know right now you have Leeds in second, but I do think Ipswich has the ability to overtake Leeds within the table. So Leicester and Ipswich, I think, top two. And in relation to the third team, I know Joel Lati-Bodair, Casey Palmer, and Coventry, they're on this push right now, just a point outside of the top six. So if they're able to beat one of the likes of Norwich, West Brom, Southampton, then we're cooking at gas. More so Norwich, but one of those two teams, then they're looking good. Because usually the team that finishes third doesn't normally go on and clinch the playoff spot. It's usually the team that finishes fifth or sixth, usually speaking. You know, just like in the Jamaica Premier League, the team that finishes at the top of the table doesn't go on to win the league. Usually the last time a team topped the table and won the Premier League was Portmore United in the 2018-2019 season. But since then, like Arnett Gardens topped the table last season, but Mount Pleasant Academy came out victorious, you know. So Mount Pleasant would have to do something that has not been done since 2019, 5 seasons ago. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'll say in terms of this standpoint in particular so that everybody is fully aware of things. All right. But no, Mr. Yi, not at all. Not at all. No Dashway thing. Coach Halgrimson does not close the door on individuals. No. And I know some persons would have joined in quite recently. So I'll go through the 60 player list so that everybody is aware and on the same page. You have Karoy Anderson, Mikel Antonio, Leon Bailey, Deshane Beckford, Amari Bell, Deshaun Bernard, Andre Blake, Romain Blake, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Javane Brown, Corey Burke, Bailey Ty Kadamatari, Norman Campbell, Ronaldo Cephas, Devante Cole, Joel Cunningham, Shaquan Davis, Kaheem Dixon, Kimar Foster, Malik Foster, Demarai Gray, Tavon Gray, Romeo Godfrey, Wes Harding, Michael Hector, Ramon Howell, Omari Hutchinson, Daniel Johnson, Richard King, Amal Knight, Kevin Lambert, Joel Latibodaire, Greg Lee, Dexter Lembekisa, Damian Lowe, Jamal Lowe, Tariq McGee, Adrian Mariappa, Kyle Ming, Shamar Nicholson, Casey Palmer, Kaheem Paris, Demario Phillips, Ethan Pinnock, Alvis Powell, Adrian Reed. Yep, Adrian Reed Jr. of Cavalier, Bobby Reed, Dujon Whisper Richards, Lamont Rochester. Yep, Kemar Roof, John Russell, Delano Splat, Ricardo Thomas, Shanil Thomas, Jamoy Topi, Jamali Waite, Ronaldo Webster, Jadine White, Devon Speedy Williams, and Romario Williams. Yep, so there we go. That is the 60 player list. Warren Webster, how are you doing, sir? Long time no see, man. It's been a while since you had an opportunity to pass through on this platform. How are you doing? All is well? How are things? Let me know. Let me know how you're doing, sir. Well, Mr. Yi, that is your opinion, and I'm going to respect your opinion. But perhaps at the press conference before kickoff against the United States, maybe you can ask Coach Halgrimson that. Perhaps that is something that might be on your mind. But as I said, I have no shadow of a doubt that Brandon Kova won't continue his progression. I have every confidence in the world that he's going to be a player in the first team playing week in, week out. For me, I look at him as a box-to-box. I don't necessarily see him as a destroyer. I see him more as a box-to-box midfielder. And he's said openly as well that he is a box-to-box. As you know, the interview I did with Brandon Kova, he expressed himself as a box-to-box as well. So, yeah. Wizard says, I'm so excited on waiting, Simon. Are you excited? I'm so excited. Yes, I'm really excited. I can't wait. Aren't you excited for next week, Thursday? It's 10 days from now, You know how close we are to kick off? We are super, super, super close. Can you believe it? Drew, a.k.a. Drew Fortis. Mr. Yes can't get a press pass. I don't know. Warren Webster says, heading to Fort Lauderdale on Thursday because funeral, but all is well. Well, condolences to you and your family and friends for this situation in particular. But yes, Fort Lauderdale, as you know, a very, very nice Jamaican community within that area, as you know, Little Jamaica. When you're bearing in mind Pembroke Pines, Miramar, Sunrise, Plantation, that right there is Little Jamaica quite well. So you're going to feel right at home, to be honest with you. You're going to say to yourself, but hold on, at Jamaica, me there. That's literally what you're going to say, Warren, because everything around you is going to be associated with that. And even when you're in the airport in Fort Lauderdale and you look around you, you're going to see Jamaicans and you're going to say to yourself, hold on, but me don't know you. Or you're going to say, but me know your face, so that's how it's going to be. Mr. Yu says, bless up Drew Fortis. Okay, all right. So yes, folks, quite something, quite a scenario here in relation to what lies ahead for the CONCACAF Nations League. I can't wait. I know that you guys are also looking forward to it as well. This weekend, we have the FA Cup quarterfinals, and we do have Jamaican representation in the FA Cup. So on Saturday, we're going to have Wolves against Coventry. So Wolves will be at home against Joel Latibodaire and Casey Palmer. That's Saturday, the 16th. Also on Saturday, the 16th, you're going to have Manchester City against Newcastle United. And that game will be at the Etihad. On Sunday, you have two games now. Chelsea against Leicester City. So Whisper against Brandon Cova, the derby of the roommates from Austria camp. John Paul says, up, Simon, up. Hope you're doing well. And last but certainly by no means least, Manchester United plays a little side from Merseyside, plays the second best team in Merseyside. Because you have many different clubs in Merseyside, right? You have Everton, you have Tranmere Rovers, you know what I'm saying? And you have a team that starts with the letter L. So Manchester United are playing the second best team in Merseyside for this Sunday in particular. So that's going to be a good match. So the four quarterfinal winners that I would have would be Coventry, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Manchester United. You know what? I'm going to go with Leicester over Chelsea. So Leicester, Man United, Man City, and Coventry. Semi-final now. I would say Coventry against Leicester, Man United versus Man City, and in the final, Man United against Coventry in the final. I think that would be a good game. So they call them Drew Fortis. That's what they're called. Because one title in 35 years for Liverpool, that's just a disgrace. You know what I'm saying? That's just an absolute disgrace. How can you have a team that you are in a situation and they only win one title in 35 years? That's just a disgrace, isn't it, Drew Fortis? Disgrace with a capital D. You understand what I'm saying? Disgrace. One title, 35 years. Anyways, back to Jamaica now. Yep, this is the 60. And we can touch a little bit on our opposition, which would be the United States for the semifinals. United States has quite a list as well, mixed of European and also MLS-based players as well. Brendan Aronson, Tyler Adams, Standout a lot, Serginho Dest, Luca De La Torre, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Ethan Horvath at Cardiff, Chris Lund, McKennie, Una Musa, Pepe, Pulisic, Tim Ream, Gioreno, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, Jamaican heritage there, Miles Robinson, Josh Sargent, Matt Turner as well, Brandon Vasquez, Tim Weah. Yep, Tim Weah makes it. Hadji Wright, Kellen Acosta, Taylor Booth, Gianluca Busio, Jesus Ferreira, Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson, as you know, his father attended Cornwall College in Jamaica, and Sean Johnson was a former national under 17 and under 20 goalkeeper. Shaq Moore, Jordan Morris, Brian Reynolds, Zach Steffen, DeAndre Yedlin, John Anthony Brooks. So yeah. That's right, Warren Webster. Thank you very much. Smash the like button, folks. It would be greatly appreciated. Smash that like button right now. All right, would really appreciate it. Heading out to the Jamaica Premier League game later today. So, it would be nice, to see you guys smash up the like button to 100. Yeah, man, smash the like button to 100 right now so that we can be able to, have more and help grow the channel a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So I look forward to seeing more of that from you guys as well, because I really appreciate it. And I know you guys like to interact as well. So happy to answer your questions. You guys know you can use the super chat feature as well, so you can show your love and support to the platform as well, help the channel grow. Because as you know, it takes time, energy, strength, and also resources as well to make sure that the information that you guys get is credible. All right, so it helps. Why is it so important? Just got here. Well, I mentioned 4 reasons, Mr. United. First thing first is the FIFA ranking points. As a result, if Jamaica wins the CONCACAF Nations League, it means roughly between 500 to 600 FIFA ranking points. That means that when you translate that into the CONCACAF rankings index, that Jamaica would move into the top 4. This means that Jamaica would avoid the group stages of the next edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. The second point I spoke about was silverware. Trophies define success, in my opinion, and this will be Jamaica's first trophy since 2014. Number 3, you have to think about as well is in relation to momentum as well. Momentum of what this will mean for Jamaica leading on further as well down into 2024. As after the Nations League, you're going to have World Cup qualifiers and Copa America. Think about the interest that will be surrounding Jamaican football and also the fans at the national stadium that will come as well. So this is incredibly important. All right? Incredibly important. So everybody has to be mindful and be aware about it. So as soon as the Nations League is done, the drive to get a filled national stadium on June 6, 2024 is going to be the priority, the utmost priority. Mr. Yee, all games against the United States are tough, even the ones that Jamaica have won before. When you factor in 2012, 2015, 2019, those victories that Jamaica have at the senior level, and even at the under 17 level in terms of victories in 2007 and also in 2015 as well, when you factor in every time that Jamaica has defeated the United States at senior and junior level, they've never been walk in the park, never been cakewalks. And there is a trend in terms of the manner in how we are able to get the results as well. So all of this that you've made mention would be fully this would be the technical staff would be aware of everything that you've just made mention a while ago. Warren Webster says, yes, Simon, many of my high school mates from York Castle live in and around Florida between West Palm and Miami. Big up, Drew. You went to York Castle High School, Warren Webster? Okay. So you probably know Jennifer Small then, Jenny. Because Jenny went to York Castle. But yeah, York Castle, great school. Finished second in the schoolboy rugby championship. It's a school progressing well. I think they even get to consistently to the second round of the schools challenge quiz as well. So it's a school with pedigree, a school with promise, and a school that has, some great things going in their favor as well. So a lot to speak about with that school in particular. It's interesting as well. Look at the surnames of our players as well. Anderson, Antonio, Bailey, Beckford, Bell, Bernard, Blake, Brown, Burke, Campbell, Cole, Davis, Dixon. The vast majority of the names are Anglophone names, barring Kadamatari, Lembikisa, and Mariapa. Apart from that, everybody else has an anglicized surname. Mariapa, for obvious reasons, his father is from Fiji. Lembikisa, for obvious reasons, his father is from Congo. And Bailey Kadamatari has Italian heritage. Yeah, he has Italian heritage. Bailey Kadamatari. Yeah, Italian. So that you all are aware. Alrighty. Yes. Up. Yes, guys. Come on, guys. Smash the like button now. And drop a super chat if you are happy with what you're seeing. Berta, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right. So in relation to Ravel Morrison, he is looking to find a club. So he has to find a club. So we look forward to see him and look forward that he can be able to get a club, because this is priority. So he needs to get a club. That is the reality for him. All right. And Kevin Stewart, he is selling real estate in the Middle East. Kevin Stewart is also playing a role he's like a fitness guru right now, where he sells training programs and tips to persons who are interested in losing weight. And he's also started an Instagram trend where he gives health advice to persons and gives them tips about why exercise is important, what you should eat, what you should not eat. So that is exactly what Kevin Stewart is doing right now in his life. He's 30 years old. He's going to be 31 sometime in September. But yes, he was released from Blackpool at the end of the season. As we know, injuries has hampered him for a long time. But that is the situation with Mr. Kevin Linford Levi Stewart. Jason Guna says, bless up Simon and all in chat. Bless up Warren Webster. One thing I can tell you, Mr. Webster, is that it's going to be a strong team. And I can't wait. I can't wait for next week, Thursday. That's 10 days from now. And I'm just hoping that the Jamaican community, the Jamaican diaspora in Dallas, comes out in their numbers. Jason, I know that you tuned in late, but let me just recap some of the things that I said in terms of the title, why the CONCACAF Nations League is so important to the Reggae Boys. One, the FIFA ranking points. When you translate that into the CONCACAF rankings index, perhaps could be 500 to 600 points, which would put Jamaica in the top four. Why is it important for Jamaica to be in the top four of the CONCACAF rankings index? It means that Jamaica would avoid the group stages of the next edition of the Nations League. Second area is silverware. Trophies define success, and this would be the first time that Jamaica would win a trophy since 2014. And another area in particular is momentum. When you bear in mind, if Jamaica comes out of the tournament as CONCACAF Nations League champions, then you're building something for late in the year with World Cup qualifiers and Copa America to come. Tycoon says, Arnett Gardens welcome Ravel. Yeah, I'm sure Xavier Gilbert would welcome him, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Xavier Gilbert would welcome him. Oh, BM, you're just tuning in. Oh man, I'm sorry you didn't tune in at the start of the video, man. That's why, guys, whenever you're supposed to hit that notification bell and you're supposed to hit the subscribe button. Because once you hit the subscribe button and once you hit the notification bell, that means that you are up to speed with everything and that you can be able to click on the video and say, okay, da 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 da. Because as you know, I go right to the point when I'm speaking or doing a video. I start with a preamble saying, hello, guys, welcome back to Reggae Boyz commentary, etc. And that lasts usually 60 to 90 seconds, and then I get right into it. So that is why it's so important that you hit the notification bell, you use the super chat feature, and you hit the subscribe button as well, BM, all right? So that is extremely important. Same for you, CJ Wayne, same for you, Peter Mystic as well, same exact thing. In relation to the release of the squad, you can expect after these weekend matches, after the weekend set of matches, because as you know, we have many Jamaican players that are playing in different competitions, the Premier League, the Championship, the FA Cup. So after these set of games, then we can expect it. And as I've made mention at the start of the video, it follows the same sort of format as we have seen in terms of previous Nations League cycles as well. Just like the Canada game, the squad was revealed on a Sunday, Monday, thereabouts. You understand what I'm saying? Good. So at least you're aware in those sorts of aspect of things. CJ Wayne, yeah man, bless up man. Hope you're doing well. Guys, smash the like button. Would really appreciate it. All right. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. But yeah, man. Hope you guys understand what I just said there in terms of that question, because we have Jamaican involvement all across the globe this weekend. We have players who play on a Saturday, and on a Sunday, it's Aston Villa against West Ham. Yeah, Aston Villa play West Ham on a Sunday because, as we know, both teams have Europa League commitments. Well, European commitments, Aston Villa Conference and West Ham Europa League. So both teams have European football commitments. So that's why both teams meet on a Sunday. You know? Peter's Mystic says, thanks, makes sense. Yeah, it's the reality of it. You know, you have to ensure that you have players ready to travel, ready to go. You know, so and Coach Helgrimson is doing a fantastic job, and we want him to continue progressing from strength to strength in this regard and moving in that right direction. Guys, if you love Jamaica, you get this video to 100 likes, right? Yeah, man, get this video to 100 likes right now. Show your love, show your support for the platform, show your appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So that would be appreciated greatly, you know, so we can be able to progress further from there. Because we have over 50 of you guys watching presently and only 24 likes. I know you guys could do way better than that, way better than that. 24 likes for over 50 people watching. Very sad. Smash the like button. No. Well, he's not sick. It is a knock. He doesn't have an illness. Yeah. Warren Webster says pinnock out. Jason Guna TV says respect. Yeah, man, respect, 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 respect. CJ Wayne says I like already. You like already? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very nice. Very nice. Well, Nigel, you can have that conversation with Coach Holgrimson at the press conference on match day -1. You can have conversations in relation to that matter in particular. So that is something that you can be mindful about when on match day -1. Those are sort of the questions that would be for him and the technical staff himself, John Wall, Miran Gordon, Goodmundo, Heiderson, Lamar, Morgan, Kyle Chin. So that is that, because that helps in sort of that aspect of things. As you know, it's a FIFA window. So once you're called up, you're called up. I did actually. Yeah, I did. I've been watching the content as well, and Jason probably would tell you as well, the work that I've done with his father, stretching back from 2010, some 14 years ago, when I was a teenager. So, yeah, it's just amazing how time just goes by so quickly. But yeah, I know his father very well, and his father was a judge in a quiz show that I won back in 2010. So yeah, enough respect. Well, Nitro, naming a 60-player squad versus naming a 23 is the same process. You want to pick names that you believe will have an impact, essentially. You don't just put in random names on a piece of paper, do you? No, you don't put random names in a piece of paper. You don't just choose any and anybody. As I said, you have the technical staff that prepares plans adequately, so that these things are adequately done, so that you are aware. The time is now 5:07. The Jamaica Premier League matches this evening. You have Arnott Gardens against Lime Hall. Yeah, yeah, man, of course, of course. Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, man, I've watched the content. So why ask a question that I can't answer to? Well, does that make sense? No. The technical staff handles certain aspects. So that is exactly the situation there. So you have Coach Algrimson, Maron Gordon, John Wall, Goodmundo, Heiderson as part of the technical staff that makes these selections in particular. So you understand exactly where we're coming from. So, as I said, if anybody has a question for Coach Halgrimson, then they can do so at the press conference on the Wednesday, which would be the 20th. Yeah. That's a good question, Mr. Jason Gona. For me in particular, you have to have a mixture of both for me. Because as we know, November was 4 months ago, right? So the reality is the form of player X in November is not necessarily the same form of player X in March. Different, because you factor these things. The players who play their trade in Europe, right? They're coming to a crucial point in their season. Versus players who play their trade in Major League Soccer, they're just getting their season going. They're just getting their foot wet. They're just getting into first gear, so to speak. Versus November last year, you had a situation where MLS players were at the back end of their respective seasons, and players who play their trade in Europe were basically starting to rev their engines 3-4 months into their season as well. So, in relation to what you said in relation to the semi-final, an emphasis on both would be important. In relation to the final, I think the semi-final defines the final, because if somebody puts in a sturdy performance in a semi-final, it's hard to see that player being overlooked for the final. Hard to see them being overlooked for the final. So you'd want to have consistency. So for me, the squad continuity in certain aspects and form in others. So it's about having that balance. But I think you've seen evidence as well, Jason, in relation to competitive matches from the Gold Cup to the Nations League and how that structure is, how that routine has been in terms of the 11s that you would see and also the 23s that you would see, right? You rarely, when was the last time that you saw 10 or 8 new faces to a squad? You haven't seen that quite often, right? Especially in the last year and a half. You probably see 2 new faces every camp or 1 new face a camp, perhaps, right? So recently in Trinidad and Tobago, Jaden Hibbert, so that's 1. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there are 14 debutants, but at least the domestic players who have been in camp, it's not the first time that they were in camp, but it's the first time that Jaden Hibbert was in camp with Jamaica, you know? Yeah. The United States, Mr. Yi, remember that these players are playing on the Saturday or the Sunday, right? So you would have players that will go directly from their corner of the globe to Dallas. So go from England to Dallas. And I want to get to, and I say Jason with a couple of points that Jason has made, but I just want to make this extremely clear for those that are watching right now, all right? It is not fair to compare what England, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Switzerland are doing compared to Jamaica. Why? The players of England's national team, France, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, etc., their players play in Europe. So on the Monday morning, when it's international duty, they're able to fly to their national team camp same day, less than 3 to 5 hours flight, and then they're able to train same day. You cannot do that with Jamaica. You're going a 10-hour flight. You're going to a different corner of the globe. You're going into a different time zone, different conditions, different places. Jason says I only added final to emphasize that it was 2 games. I know the Yeah, of course, what regardless of what happens, we're going to play 2 games in Dallas. That is for sure. Simple as that. Well, Nitro, as you know, I'm not into speculation, and speculation is a waste of time and energy. That is why it's important to stick to the facts. What's the point? Don't talk anything that you don't know. It's as simple as that. So don't speculate. Oh, well, this player's in the 60s, so that means this is no speculation. You have facts, you have facts. Simple as that. Nyron, did you watch the game against Canada? Did you watch the games in Trinidad as well? Style, as you made mention, comes over time. It's not something that happens overnight. Warren Webster. All right, cool. Good players. Good players. Big ups to Darren Moore for giving the opportunity as well to Mr. Kadamatari as well. All players, Jason, all players that are in the 60 have to have Jamaican documentation of some shape or form, whether that might be citizenship or whether that might be passport. Well, Nitro, you know where to come for credible information. So instead of listening to speculation, listen to facts. Simple. And that way you save anxiety. Yes, Jason, because remember, a passport is a travel document. What helps you to be naturalized is citizenship. So yes, somebody can be a Jamaican citizen and still represent Jamaica. Yes. A passport is simply the travel document. I know so often we talk about passport, 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 right? But somebody can represent Jamaica once they become a citizen. Mhm. And I know many persons would speak about that friendly match against Nigeria in 2009. I understand what you mean, Jason. I mean, it's like crossing all T's and dotting all I's. So that's why I say passport, passport so often. It's like putting the bow tie on things, putting the cherry on top of a cake. If you understand what I mean, it's like the finishing touches, so to speak. So hopefully that provides clarity for you. But you do have players that are able in that aspect. So that is that. CJ says Jamaica going to play Mexico in the finals and we're beating them. Love that. I I say Jamaica Panama final. Jamaica Panama final. Jamaica wins. Omari Mills Entertainment says, remember to like the live, guys. Bless up, Simon. Bless up, Omari. Hope you're doing well, man. How things? Hope you are good. You guys know what you need to do already. You smash the like button, and after doing so, you hit the subscribe button as well. All right, guys? Yeah, man. Enough respect, guys. Enough respect. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Let's get this video to 100 likes, guys. I know there's almost 100 of you guys watching, so you smash that like button right away. It doesn't take 3 seconds for you to do that. It doesn't take 3 seconds for you to do it. All right? Right away. So you can do that right now. And we proceed on. Good stuff. Big up, Amari, man. Big up, big up, big up. Hope you're well. Enough blessings, man. Enough blessings. Yes, guys. You all have been great tuning into this video. I appreciate it. There's Jamaica Premier League this evening, so it'd be nice you guys can go in. Warren Webster, I didn't say that players go to Jamaica and Jamaica to Dallas. No, no, it is easier, much, much easier for players to go from their respective corner of the globe to Dallas. You have non-stop flights from London to Dallas. You have non-stop flights from Philadelphia to Dallas. You have non-stop flights from, you know what I'm saying? So players who play the trade in England, you have non-stop flights. You understand what I'm saying? You get the drift of what I'm saying. You know, you even have non-stop flights from Paris to Dallas. So Shamar Nicholson can go from Paris to Dallas. They have non-stop flights every day of the week from Paris to Dallas. 10 hours, 30 minutes. London to Dallas, 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Damari Gray. Damari Gray can be in Dallas in 2 flights. Riyadh to London, London to Dallas. You understand what I'm saying? Although he plays for a club in Dammam, he can be able to find his way from Dammam to Riyadh, even if that means a short domestic flight, or he goes through Bahrain. So Bahrain to London and London to Dallas. Good question, Amari. For me, Joel Cunningham was a very good impression on and off the field. Jaden Hibbert in goal made a very good impression as well. Kaheem Dixon, obviously, all eyes will be on him for his contribution in front of goal as well. Those three stood out. And if I had to pick a fourth person, I would go with Romeo Guthrie. Romeo Guthrie with that pass as well. Yeah, so you had players that really held their hand up and say, I want to make my third appearance for Jamaica and fourth and fifth cap for Jamaica. Yeah, 4 months, but this is the longest time frame. As we know, the next window after this will be June. So you have April, May, and then bam, June. And then you have World Cup qualifying, Copa America. And then you have September, October, November. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, usually in that situation, I would say to Warren Webster. That is what I would say. Is he Muslim? No. He's a Christian, BM. He's Christian. Have I taken over flights yet? No. No, I haven't taken over flights yet, Jason. I've been to 35 countries, so I know different routes inside and out, so I can be able to have a conversation with you and say you can go here to here nonstop. Like I can tell you guys right now that if you have a Jamaican passport, you don't need a visa to go to Russia. And guess what? From Jamaica, you can go to Russia in 2 flights. Let's say you don't even have a US visa. You can go to Russia without a US visa. Because you might say, oh, Simon, you're going from Kingston to New York, New York to Moscow. Not necessarily. You can go Kingston to Havana, Cuba, and Havana, Cuba to Moscow in Russia. So you can get to Russia without needing a visa, without a visa. You understand what I'm saying? You can get to Serbia without a visa, Hong Kong, South Korea, Brazil, Argentina, Chile. You understand what I'm saying? Dwayne Morrison is going to be a 23-member squad, not 21. Yes, you're correct in relation to Dallas. It's one of the top 5 largest hubs in the United States. They're also the biggest hub for American Airlines as well. So, yeah, you're right. It's an international airport, loads of flights every single day. So, you're spot on. I understand what you're saying, Jason, but it helps when you travel because you're aware of things more. Somebody that has never been to another country, they wouldn't know much about it until they experience it. They can read up about it, but seeing and experiencing are 2 completely different things. 2 completely different things. It's like you don't know until you're in somebody else's shoes before sometimes you can express an opinion about a particular point. That's how it is sometimes. Yeah, it's going to be tough picking that 23. I can only imagine how Coach Holgrimson feels. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. You're right, Amari, because Alex Marshall played both games, started both games, and was really impressive. He stood out. Really impressive. So he would be the 5th player that I would say of those 5. Joel Cunningham, Jaden Hibbert, Romeo Guthrie, Kaheem Dixon, Alex Marshall in terms of top 5. Do you think Ipswich will be promoted? I do. I don't. I think Leeds might slip to 3rd. I think Kieran McKenna has done a fantastic job at the club itself. So for me, I back Leicester and Ipswich for top 2. And for the playoffs, I'm going to go with Coventry. Cov. So let's cheer on Joey Latibeaudiere And let's cheer on as well Casey Palmer so that they can be able to get promoted to the English Premier League. All right, guys, cheer on our fellow Jamaicans so that they can be able to get promoted. Cheer on our boys. Good guys. So yeah, that's what I'll say there, you know. The date and start time of games, sure, not a problem. So Jamaica's game against the United States, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Jamaica time. All right. So on Thursday the 21st, Jamaica against the United States, that's 6 p.m. Jamaica time. And the second semifinal between Panama and Mexico, same day, same venue, 9:15 p.m. Okay. So Jamaica against the United States, 6 p.m. Panama against Mexico, 9:15 p.m. All right. In relation to the third place playoff, that's going to be 5 p.m. on the Sunday, and the final itself is going to be at 8:15. Okay. So 5 p.m. and 8:15 for the third place and final. For the semifinal, 6 p.m. and 9:15. All right. So that you are aware of everything. In the playoff, Canada takes on Trinidad and Tobago, and Costa Rica against Honduras. Yes, Nitro, how are you doing? Kylios Stunner says, okay, okay. Trinidad against Costa Rica is going to be on Saturday. That's Saturday, March 23, 3 p.m. Jamaica time, and Costa Rica, Honduras will be at 6:15 p.m. Jamaica time. One-off games to determine Copa America berths. Sherman Scott says, big up, Simon, big up. Yep, both double headers for semifinals, the Copa America last tickets, and also third place playoff and final. All right? Yeah. Well said, Amari Mills, and certainly want all our players to continue on this line as well, to continue into some great shape and form. Guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all watching this video. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button as well. It would be greatly appreciated so that we can be able to continue along these lines as well. It's great to see you guys tuning in. Please hit the like button. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Smash that like button now. Hit the subscribe button now. More content coming in. Remember, accuracy, reliability, credibility, positivity, right here on Reggae Boyz commentary. So much more will come your way very, very soon. Make sure you guys smash the like button and the subscribe button as well. And show your love for Jamaica by hitting the subscribe button. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video in particular. But let me give you an update on a channel called Sport City. Yes, Sport City. It is a channel dedicated to everything related to Jamaican sports. Football, cricket, athletics, netball, rugby league, rugby union, tennis, lacrosse, swimming, you name it, we got it on Sport City. And what is the channel designed to do? It is designed to highlight Jamaican talents across all of those sporting disciplines. If you're a Jamaican and you're playing that sport, then we got you covered on Sport City. So it's quite simple, guys. Hit the subscribe button to Sport City right now.